What you saying, anime gang? I just finished rewatching Project Akko, and it's not quite as epic as I remember, but still a really, really fun time. I found out that it's actually the same director as Hono no Tenkosei, the Blazing Transfer Student from the early 90s, that one really, really good OVA that had Hideaki Anno as an episode director on that. And as a quick little rant, I was looking through the production team on this on my anime list, and it says director as the guy, the aforementioned guy who directed Blazing Transfer Student and all that, and then it also has an episode director, but there's only one episode. So who's the director? Is that just like chief director and assistant director, but it's like worded funny? Like, is there something I'm missing? Do I not understand what the episode director credit like denotes? Like, I don't know. That was very weird to me, but I could definitely tell the parallels between this and Blazing Transfer Student, which I really, really liked. They both had a school setting, characters fighting for the love of a girl that they were just going to take, even though the girl clearly already had a preference for the main character and was not going to go with the villain no matter what. They both have strong elements of satire and parody for, older anime. Fist of the North Star was heavily parodied by both. One of the best gags in Project Akko was kind of early on in the movie. There's this character, and I think it's a girl. There's a lot of characters that are very confusing in a gendered way in this thing. Like later on in the movie, they get onto this spaceship that's just full of like intersex punk rockers. Like everyone's just an intersex punk rocker, and one of them's an alcoholic, and it's really, really weird. But it's like this girl, I think, but she looks like someone from Fist of the North Star. There's actually even one scene where she punches a girl and her head like explodes like on in Fist of the North Star. And like when she's just like in the background, she takes up half the frame, and the shading on her character compared to everybody else is just way more dramatic. She grunts with like a male voice actor, like exactly what she would look like. But then when she starts talking, it's just some random female voice actress. So it's like she'll be grunting and then transition into a word, and they'll just change voice actors like mid-word, essentially. And it's really jarring, and it's really fucking weird. But there was an epic fight scene with her. And there's lots of little like cute references like that. And it's just a really fun time. This leans a lot more into mecha, where Blazing Transfer Student leaned more into the sports side of things, boxing. That shit was basically just an homage to Ashita no Joe, as well as like some older fucking 80 shows. But Project Akko is super fun. That's definitely the way I describe it. There's like a ton of super kinetic, energetic animation. There's a couple of cuts like where Seiko brings lunch on the second day, and it's like this weird what's the word for it when it's like mixed media, I guess, where it has like actual images of like foods and stamps and a bunch of bullshit in the basket, and Akko like freaks out. Really good comedy, like just as good comedy as there was in the Blazing Transfer Student. I know I keep comparing the two, but as I was watching, I kept making that comparison, and then I checked and saw it was the same director and was so vindicated, and that's all I've been able to think about since finishing it. But it's really, really, really good stuff. There's not like too much analysis that I'm going to be able to get into here. It's just kind of about like having that one friend who everybody's always trying to date because like she cute or whatever, but you know her and you're like, bro, she's annoying as hell. Why is everyone trying to get at her? But then somebody tries and you're like, hey, this guy's not good enough for you, bro. Leave this alone. You deserve better, I don't know if that was actually the point, but that's sort of the real life parallel I had. Because, sometimes you just got a friend who's annoying as fuck, but everyone's trying to date her anyway. So, I think that's what they were going for. It's just a really fucking fun time. I love the animation. I love the like fucking Dr. Doofenshmirtz ass like middle of the movie where they just keep coming to school, and then Biko has like an increasingly grand way to stop them from just basically beat Eiko in a fight. It's really like fucking formulaic in the way of a Phineas and Ferb thing in a way that's really funny. The voice acting is really good. The soundtrack is really, really memorable, especially Biko's theme that plays whenever she's on screen. It's just like so 80s menacing, but also like not at all. It's like really, it's kind of just like flat. I think it is like a solid kind of menacing theme, but it's just attached to a character that's constantly getting her ass handed to her, and so it feels funny. There's a nice little juxtaposition there. But the sound design is really great. That's something I noticed right away from like frame one. They have unique sounds for like every little thing. It starts off in like a English with these American spaceship pilots or some shit. I don't fucking know, but I thought I was in the dub. I was like, what the hell? This thing has a dub? Why am I watching it? Can I watch the sub? And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So I kind of have a little bit of a pet peeve when subbed anime starts with an English dub. Usually you can tell, or not an English dub, with English audio. You can usually tell if it's a sub English audio, because if it's a sub, they don't care to make the English sound good. It just sounds like English. But this English was genuinely about on par with how dub voice acting usually goes. So I was a little bit confused when I was starting the movie, because I did not remember that scene beginning like that from the first time I watched it, which was like fucking 3 years ago at this point. But yeah, I can't really say much other than it's really, really fun. It reminded me a lot of Kill la Kill with the main character dynamic, with the, super energetic side character that has like a low-key lesbian thing, with the super like rough and tough, also female main character. And then, you got the rivalry where the Satsuki is Biko, and it takes place in a school, but it's also like really over the top and satirical with its comedy, and it's just fucking great. It's got this super kinetic animation style. I don't have anything deep to say about Project Akko. It's just really good. It's pretty awesome. That's it. Fuck you.